Right, hold on. I'll get these notes up so I can view these notes. Let's see. Right, I've got golf classes there now, right? What I think these notes are, right?
Yep.
Oh shit, where's my stick? Right. Let's have a bit play.
I'm trying to figure out this shot, so every time I get here I'm using a kingmaker, so if I get ahead of you I'll forfeit, but I want to try this. I'm trying to see what I can do to get around that tree.
Golf Pass has got loads of, he's got over 1.5 million. You're all right.
Yeah, I don't want to break your bank.
You'll not break me, fam.
Okay, good. And that was almost what I wanted to do. I wanted to clear that rough. I need to put a little bit more overpower. You actually need a 4-power ball on that if you want to clear that clear that around the bend. It'd be worth it though. Bring a 4-power ball and try and get all the way up on the green in one. It would be worth the price of admission to pay a 4-power ball to get a putt eagle. This hole's super eagleable. We'll see if we can.
You're saying put it there.
I'm trying to get around. I'm trying to see if I can get around the tree down there because they took a tree out. They took several trees out, but the trees used to be even tighter in that gap. And like where you're at right there, that's perfect. I mean, you got like a minimum mid short iron from right there. Absolutely perfect shot coming into the green. You got plenty of.
Well, I'll have a hole on it.
Yeah, I'm in rapier range, so I mean, that tells you how close we are. And I'm at 1.3 per ring, and I got a little bit of a headwind, so I'm going to put just a little less backspin than I normally would. It's 1.3 per ring. There's 1.3, that leaves me 5, so that's a little less than a half. And I don't usually do any wind adjustments other than just normal wind adjustments when I'm playing one-on-one. Hitting it perfect. That sucker's going in the hole, Terry. Oh, I cannot believe that I missed that. Oh.
See, you opened your mouth too.
Oh my God, I can't. You got so lucky there. I hit that shot perfect. That shot goes in the hole. Oh, I can't believe I missed that. The thing about playing Tour 2 that's so cool is that there's tons of these holes we can practice with our short iron. And so you get a lot of really good technical drive stuff where you're trying to lay yourself up in a certain spot. And then you get a short iron to the cup so you can practice. There's 2 different things you're practicing here. Here's what cracks me up, Terry.
Oh!
Here's what cracks me up is that this upcoming tournament next week is going to be at Santa Ventura. And the minimum score, there's 2 of the par 5s that are super hard. There's 2 of the par 5s that are actually birdie holes with an eagle opportunity. And there's not really any shot at Albie, but I mean, I'm sure there have been Albies on them, but that's grim. So the minimum score really should be, it could be argued that it could be 10, and it could be argued that it should be 12. But I think 11 is probably what most people should be shooting for. But the deal is that it's a fucking Tour 2 course. You'll be amazed at how many people can't shoot -9. And so the whole deal is it's a Tour 2 course. When you went through the very first time and you played Tour 2, hell, your clubs were like level 2, level 3. You were able to you were able to get through those holes when you were at level 2 and level 3, and now all of a sudden you got better stuff and you can't get through them. I mean, the minimum score in Tour 2 should be that should be like a given. It's a Tour 2. It's Tour 2.
Definitely.
I'm trying to actually learn how to play this hole.
I haven't played Tour 2 for months.
Tour 2 is an awesome tour because the thing is you get to practice a lot of those shots, you get to practice your drive shot, and then you're in short iron range. So you get to practice with your short iron a lot. And that's where you make, if you think of the holes that you make your most amount of money on, is par fours. I mean, and that's all short. I mean, you want to try and get into your short iron range. Not on every hole in this game, but on a lot of holes in this game, there is a way to get into short iron range on a par 4. And if you can get into short iron range instead of long iron range, that changes the whole deal. Your percentages went way up. You want to be deadly with that short iron. That's, of all the clubs that are in your bag, the one that will win you the most amount of stuff is your short iron. Nice shot.
Definitely. That would have been in if I hit it perfect.
This hole, they've changed this hole so many times that I don't even know how to play it anymore. So I'm having to relearn how to play it. All right. Here we go.
1-0.
Playing some one-on-one with Terry.
1-0. 4-4.
We'll call him Gimpy. He's getting old, and now he's starting to get hurt, and one injury leads to another. Look at that. Okay, I'm going to be on in one here with a marlin ball, and I'm going to switch to an extra mile, and you can do this with an extra mile. It doesn't matter what level extra mile you have. Come out here off of this transitional area, your orange ring off the transition, and take the wind out. So that's a little, let's say it's about 2/3 of a ring. And then a max overpower hook. And I got it all. And you're on in one. And I don't know what I did. I don't know what I did there for the distance, but you should be on in one right there on that. It usually goes across the green and ends up at the very bottom on the fringe. But if you do that same exact shot on this hole, you can do it with a marlin, and you can do it every time.
So which one is it?
Marlin. And then it's a marlin.
No, I don't.
No. If you do it with a katana, you'll get screwed. You'll go too far. You got to switch to a marlin.
Well, I'll try. We'll see.
Okay, go over to your orange ring off. There you go. Take the wind out. Now you won't need to worry about the wind. It's too small.
It's not very good. Oh, son.
Yeah, that's because the marlin or the katana threw you farther forward, so that's why you landed. As it turned towards the green, you landed more to the right because you had a ball that hit farther. So I don't know what I don't know what the setup is for a katana. I know what the setup is for a marlin.
Right. So next time use a marlin.
Yeah. If you use a marlin, if you have any headwind, and it's over 2 miles an hour, you switch to a navigator. And if it's over 4 miles an hour, then you switch to a katana. But if you use a marlin, you're on in one almost every time. I mean, it's very, and I missed it. It's very uncommon for me to end up out there. Usually I'm either in the sand out there because I got the setup wrong, or I'm down at the very bottom. Wow, I can't believe that went in.
Nice one.
Or I'm all the way down at the bottom on the fringe, and it's a super easy eagle. And it's a totally set up max overpower hook shot. And the cool thing about it is that it's done with a marlin, so it doesn't cost you anything to do it. That's in the hole. Is that in the hole? That's in the hole. Look at that. Woo! Recovering out of the sand. Nice shot, buddy.
Right, I'll look at. I'll put Marlins on the next one.
I think that's one of the holes. Is that one of the holes that's coming up? No, that's not one of the holes.
Yeah.
That's a juniper point hole. Is this hole one of the holes? I think this is one of the holes that's coming up. And this hole right here, I played Dunner yesterday, and Dunner was on fire on this hole. I think he hit like. I
messaged him before and said, "Well done" in that.
Oh man, he hit like 4 hole-in-ones, dude. I mean, he was on fire yesterday.
Got a couple of albatrosses as well.
Yeah, he got some albatrosses too. I'm gonna do a 10% pull, so it's gonna be 2-6. Hitting it perfect. See if we can get that one in the cup.
No, too bouncy.
Close.
I knew straight away when I was start doing that bounce. Wow. Not for yet. That's too early, man. They might have some ready, man. They might be bad. Might be bad. Does it? I think I would have been in that.
That was close. That's nice. Was I closer than that? That looks pretty damn close. Oh. 0.86.
Right, I'll change the ball.
No, well, we'll just change the ball for like what we can do, like what we need on that hole. So if we get one of the tournament holes, so we got Santa Ventura, so we're gonna make sure I'm trying to max overpower hook shot because I'm trying to find the right spot. So bear with me. And I worked on this yesterday. So I think I have a spot here. And I'm going to make a big...
You went in the bunker, didn't you?
I took it twice yesterday, and I started off out here, and then I went out to my blue ring, and my blue ring was almost right. So I'm going to go out to my white ring, and then I'm going to make a 2-ring pull over to the other side to see if I can catch it. And I got all of it. That should hit the fairway, but where it ends up on the other side, still need to go out farther. So I'm going to have to pick the next cut of the rough to come out. And I'm going to have to make a big pull because even if I clip the fairway there, I'm still going off to the right. So
can you tell me where to put it?
Go all the way over. Here, change your screen a little bit, and we can time out if we need to. Like, no, scroll way back so you can see the whole area. There you go. Now pull it all the way out and see that last cut of the rough. Okay, keep going go to the left now. I wanted to see where that was at. Go to the left. Keep going until your blue ring is right on the transition right there. Keep going, right there. And we'll see if that catches the fairway. Did you put the side spin and top spin on? You did. Okay, that was 2 rings off of the... I don't think you put the top spin on, but that was 2 rings off of...
Top spin off.
Yeah, that was 2 rings. So instead of the third cut of the rough, that was 2 rings off. 2 rings off on the inside on the second cut of the rough.
So don't put top spin on.
Yeah, hopefully we'll get this hole again, and we can try that again because now I think we got the area. The deal is that we used to play this with a 5-power ball, and 3-power ball might not be enough. So I want to make sure I can get my trajectory somewhat right before I start popping out a 5-power ball.
albatross this one before with Remy.
I'm not going to albatross it today. I'm going to end up in the rough.
And all I done was, it was a sniper. I pulled it back 3, I think, and then pushed it back forward so it was in the pin. I'll show you. See if I can do it that way. I'm with a backbone here.
Well, there is a little bit of a funnel here, and sometimes you can catch it. And I've hit a bunch of albies on this hole, but this isn't very albiable par 5. It does lend itself to getting an albie, but there is a spot down there, and if you can hit that spot, you can definitely help yourself out. Let's see if you can get it in the hole. I'll have to recover. On in 2. No, you're in 2. Awesome shot right there, bro. Damn, are you guys like ganging up on me or what? That's good.
See, I know what I'm doing. You know what I mean? It's just obviously.
No, and I will tell you, I will tell you the same thing. I said in the video, I talked to Mike Ivey, that's Semper Fi, and one of the things that we talked about was that he's picking up shots. You know, he's getting enough shots picked up to get a win. But the deal is that he keeps missing the minimum score, and he keeps making a mistake on one hole every tournament. One hole every tournament is what gets him. And so the deal is that, you know, he shot the minimum score on every hole in the tournament except for that one. And then he picked up, like, I think in the last tournament he picked up 4. He picked up 4, and he dropped one on one of the par 3s or one of the par 4s. He got a par on it instead of a birdie. And that one shot moved him from what would have been a top 3 for a banner, moved him from banner range into like 9th place or 13th, or it was somewhere down the scale. Wherever it was was not 3rd or 2nd. And so the deal there is that one shot off the minimum score, so it doesn't matter if you can go out there and you can pick up all kinds of shots. If you can't shoot the base score consistently, you're not going to be able to hang on to all those shots that you're picking up. And so it's kind of a moot point. I mean, you really have to, that minimum score stuff, I know it sounds really funny, but the deal is it's just like that important. There's men.
You're definitely right. I'm sure I've got a Arabia like.
I'm in mid club, which is 1.75 per ring, so that's about a half a ring.
Oh, well, if yours a Hornet, might be the Hornet. Oh.
Hitting it perfect. Get in the hole. Uh-oh, you're in big trouble there, bro. Albie.
Aye, but I put my shot and all though. And there's one thing, I don't get flustered. Nice one.
I matched your Albie up. I had to get back on track. We'll see if you can match it up.
Oh.
Hitting it perfect. Coming towards the cup.
Oh. Was not lined up probably?
Just a bit outside. Yeah, and I didn't do any. I just did a normal wind adjustment there. Normally in one-on-one play, I don't do any elevation adjustments unless there's a few holes that I just know, like, and mostly that's like the par threes. But out on the regular course, just on in regular play, I don't do any elevation stuff at all. Santa Ventura, hole 4, par 5. We're playing this hole, so we're gonna pull out all the stops on this hole. I have to actually learn how to play this hole with a sniper because I play it normally with a Guardian, and I have a shot here with a Guardian that I've been doing since the game came out.
But I just realised I haven't got a thingy in the quarterback set up.
You don't have a quarterback bag?
No, that's what I'm saying. I've just looked there, and I was going to use a quarterback.
Hey, baby. You were going to use a quarterback?
Yeah.
Oh, you're out there nicely.
No, not that tree's from here.
I'll take him. Sure? Yep, I can take him. We want to use a Kingmaker, and we want to use.
So is this one of them that's in the tourney?
Yep. This is one of the ones that's in the tournament. I got to play this hole, and I got to go because I got to take my dog to the vet.
All right.
I forgot all about it. He's in his second round of shots. He's just a little puppy.
Right. No problem. Well, I just wanted to show you his clubs anyway.
Oh, shit. I think I brought my Guardian, so I'll have to take my Guardian shot. I was going to bring a sniper because I'm actually going to play this with a sniper in the tournament instead of my Guardian.
Right, well, do we...
Don't worry about those trees.
No.
See if you can... we'll see if that was enough power to get you over the top of that hill. Or if it lays down and sits up here at the top of the green. You might be you got lucky and it rolled a little over that hill. You might be able to make that putt. You end up there. If you end up at the top of that green, you are screwed, dude. Screwed.
Tracy, come on, order it. Order it. Just gonna order some fish and chips. What I'll do.
You just got some fish and chips. You just got some fish and chips.
No, I'm saying just going to order some from the fish shop now. What I'll do is I'll watch that again. I'll watch where the position of the ball is. Yeah, in the middle and that.
I know that if you bring a Guardian, like normally, like only because I brought a 5 or a 3 power ball, but like if you bring a Marlin, you got to do max overpower there with a Guardian in order to get on, because you got to get past that shelf to get to the point where you can roll down the hill and go towards the cup. So like normally you don't end up at the bottom, or you don't end up where you're at. Usually you end up a little bit farther back on that pad, and then it's a max overpower putt. I think I missed that. Whew, that was close.
Well, next time what I'll do is I will use the katana on this wall.
No, I think the ball that you're using is fine. If you're with that level sniper, if you want to use your sniper, if you use a 3 power ball there, that way you can because you only have like 3 topspins, so that's like what, like a level 7 QB or a level 6 QB, 5. more in there? Oh, he has an actual.
See, this is what I wasn't doing, like reverse thingy.
That was like a 2-ring great to the left, man. What's the deal there? Look at that. And look how close it was.
I think I would have had it there, like. I'll get in the hole.
All right, I'm trying to get down in here. I'm trying to wedge my white ring, and depending on what club you have, the ring width. So I'm rubbing my white ring up against the fringe and my white ring up against the sand because I'm trying to come at it so that I put on right hand side spin. .9.
It's all about
Getting perfect. It is. Those shots going into the cup, man, it doesn't matter how well you set them up if you don't hit them perfect. And the deal is that because the perfect shot tells you you can't make wind adjustments. You can't make those elevation adjustments unless you've got some perfect shots to compare. Because you can go back and watch the perfect shot and see if you did the wind right. So sometimes I find that, and I usually get the wind right. So like sometimes I can play. My wife's going to take him. So I usually get the wind right, but you can check to make sure that the math was right. So you can pause it and then, do the math where you've got all the time in the world and see if the wind adjustment was right. And if the wind adjustment was right and you hit it perfect and it didn't go in the fucking hole, then that means that you need to do a wind adjustment. You need to do an elevation adjustment. You need to take wind off. You either need to take wind off or you need to add wind on. This hole right here is in the tournament, and this hole right here is absolutely eagleable. I think I'm going to play this hole in the tournament with a turkey ball.
Turkey ball?
Yes.
I thought I might just use these katanas.
Well, it's the same power as a katana, but it's got 5 wind, but it only has 1 side spin instead of 3. But this hole right here, it'll work perfect because you don't really need a lot of side spin. Let's see what it looks like. Those balls I got. This is the ball that I really think I want to use. Yeah, you'll have plenty of power. Plenty.
Oh, the quarterback that Clash has got's 9. I'm looking on the bit paper now. He's got a quarterback 9.
Yeah.
So obviously that's just the same as 10, really, isn't it?
I think what's it get? It gets backspinning when it's at level 10.
And I've got a rocket 10.
There's a hole in the Southern Pines. There's one of the par 3s in the Southern Pines that rocket will come in handy because that rocket is actually the best club to try and get hole in one.
Yeah.
It's one of the later ones. It's hole number 8 in Southern Pines. That rocket is an awesome club. That transitional line right there. We'll see if that comes back to haunt you. Perfect shot into the hole. Perfect shot. Oh my God. Oh.
I was ripped off Yeah.
You're ripped off. Okay, there's minimum club right there. There's max, so there's mid, so we're eking towards the minimum. Minimum club is 1.75 per ring, so that leaves me 4 or 5. That's about a quarter. Now let's see if I can hit this perfect. Hitting it perfect. That's in the hole, buddy. That's in the hole.
We'll see.
Oh, the ball. No, the ball guide. When I was on that fringe, I wanted to try and hit from the fringe area because it was more. It was more in the minimum. If I was afraid if I pushed it forward to get it on the green, I should have pushed it forward and got on the green and put a little bit of backspin on it so that I could stabilize that ball guide.
Yeah.
I'd hoped that I had put enough topspin on it that it ran that ball guide out there that it was actually going to run true. We used to not get that wanky ball guide. Now we're getting it all the time.
I've got a Grizzly 4 on this bag.
That Grizzly becomes an awesome club. That used to be an afterthought. I mean, the only club that was worse than the Grizzly was the Down and Winter, and now the Grizzly, when like how much accuracy does it have when it's at level 4?
Well, and if you wait to find out.
All right, let's see if you can get it in the hole. It looks pretty damn accurate. Those rings are pretty small. See if you can get that hole in one.
Oh!
All right, I got you beat on that one.
Get it in now.
I got that.
See, yours are 8s. My Grizzlies are 4, and yours are, and me thingies are 5.
I'm just going to do a 1.8 pull. I think I added on 10% last time, and I might not have needed to. It seemed like it was off. Hitting perfect.
Get in the hole.
Just a bit outside. And that time right there, I needed to do the 10%. You got me on that one, buddy.
I can tell when they're not going to go in because it does like a certain bounce.
I can tell when they don't go in because it doesn't say hole in one. Damn it.
Is this one in the court on the thingy?
Yep, Santa Ventura, all the Santa Ventura holes. So we want to make sure okay, this is the one right here. So I'm bringing out a 3 Powerball. Make sure I'm in my extra mile. And balanced out. Okay, I started off on the second cut of the rough, and now we're on the first cut. So we needed to come in 2 rings. And I think we need to come in 3. I'm gonna go where my blue ring's off that cut of the rough right there. Did you see that?
Yeah.
You see it?
Yeah.
I'm gonna take the wind out.
I didn't take the wind out though.
Which is about a half a ring. And let's see where that catches it out there. We want to see if we catch on the other side because then we'll know what our ring stuff is. So we can still go out. I think I probably still need to go out about a half a ring farther than where I was right there to the left. and that'll put me on a little bit better trajectory to it. And if you have a 4-power ball and you get that, it's all about that bounce over that rough area down there. But if you get that bounce right, you can actually be up like right in front of the green or on the green in one. Now do your ball adjustment. Max topspin, maximum. There you go. And I was orange ring off. Keep going to the, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Now go back a little bit. Put about half. Go to the right a little. No, go to the right a little. A little bit more. Right there. Okay. And that was a little bit more to the left, and that was a little too much. So the difference is a half a ring down there. So the difference is the clear ring. If you're on the edge of the blue ring on it, you're good. If you're on the outside on the clear ring, you're bad. So there's just a very small, it may be like half the blue ring. It's going to be really small, but you can get down into your freaking short iron range here. And I'm in minimum short iron.
I do bike riding, you know that, don't you?
You do, yep.
I'm going to get the bike made electric. I told you that, didn't I?
Yep.
So I've left a comment on Strava. Do you know Strava?
Yeah.
So obviously one of my mates has left a comment. I'll have to read it later on. Because I told him I was getting an e-bike.
What'd they say about that?
That's what I'm saying. He's left a comment. I don't know what it is. Oh.
Yeah, I know. If they hit that perfect, that's in the hole, man. That's the deal. That's the whole effort of trying to get up there into your short iron, and then you hit it perfect and you're in the hole. Don't hit it perfect, you're not in the hole. But that's a pretty good view with a Kingmaker, though. So if you bring out a bigger power ball, you do have a chance of getting up there, but you got to get your bounces right. And it took four shots to find the zone. I'll have to go back and watch this video and see where that was set up, because that spot just a little teeny bit in more to the left from where I was set up on my shot is absolutely the right spot.
Yeah.
It'll change a little if you bring out a power 4 ball, though, because you'll be farther forward. Your red line will be farther forward, so you have to go just a little teeny bit. You have to come in just a little. He's going for the dunk. I used to do these short dunks like this all the time, but they've changed the way the flagpole interacts with it, and it's super easy to hit the flagpole. No. What happened to the shootout?
Because what it was,
go clear off your go clear out all your chests. I want to make a change in one of my bags. I'm going to switch up my Guardian here for a sniper. I want to go at all the holes with a sniper, grizzly, hornet. Sniper, grizzly, hornet. I've got a big dog bag. All right.
Right, what are you setting up for there?
I had a Guardian in one of my bags, and there's none of these holes that I really need a Guardian on. So I'm going to play. I think most of the holes that we're out here playing during the tournament, I'm going to play with a sniper. So I just want to make sure that I've got. So my bags, I think I don't think that there's any holes. I think there's a couple holes in the tournament that are where I may bring a. In one of these tournaments, I'm going to get them confused all week long. But there's one of the holes that I need. I'm going to bring a Grim Reaper for a long iron.
Right.
But other than that, every hole out here, I think I'm playing with a sniper, a grizzly, a hornet, a rapier, a nirvana, and a spitfire. And the only thing that's going to change is the driver. So I have a bag set up with an extra mile, a bag set up with a rock, a bag set up with a big topper, and a bag set up with an apocalypse, and everything else is exactly the same. So that way, if I get out there on one of those holes and I want to play it tournament ready, I can just switch to that bag. But there's not a whole lot. And I'm not even sure that there's any.
Bag 1 for me is extra mile 7, sniper 7, grizzly 4, hornet 4, rapier 3, nirvana 4, spitfire 2.
Yeah, but you're using a hornet 4, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, go look at your short irons and tell me what level I want you to pull your Hornet 4 up against your Kingfisher and tell me what the difference is other than the distance. The distance is probably way, way short.
Well, your Hornet 4 at max is 1.2.
No, I mean at max is so your Hornet 4. How much power does it have? 82.
Hold on, I'll have a look. Hold on. .91 accuracy, power 84.
You have 91 accuracy already at level 4?
Yeah.
And then how much top?
Yeah, the accuracy's better than the Kingfisher.
Okay, that's what we're looking for. How much ball guide?
Ball guide is 3.2, but Kingfisher's is 3.4.
Yeah, there's not that much difference at the and once you get past 3.5, then there's a little bit of a difference because then it's going on the downhill slope on the hop.
Right.
So right now you're just seeing the first 4/10 as it gets towards the crest, and so it's not that big of a difference there. Okay, whichever you want to make sure you use whichever one's the most accurate because a lot of times people will use the Hornet or the Thorn because there's a lot of people in the community that use them and they'll not look at the Kingfisher. And the Kingfisher, for a long time in your bag, evidently until you get your Hornet to level 4, up to that point, it's been the best club in your bag.
Well, this Hornet here, accuracy is 91.
And what level is your claw?
Claw, let's have a look.
You're unlocked.
8.
You have your claw to level 8?
Yeah. And his accuracy is only 54.
Yeah, but how much? What kind of power does it have?
His power's 86. It's only 2 more than the Hornet.
Yeah, and its accuracy is 54. And how much topspin does it have?
Topspin's 51.
And how much backspin does it have at level 8?
Backspin 87.
And then curl is really high. 100. And ball guide 3.2.
3.1.
3.1.
Hornets is 3.2.
Yeah, I mean, hey, the claw dude is a great because look at your Hornet. I bet your Hornet doesn't have very much topspin.
35.
And so there'll be times though when you're out there playing that you don't have enough topspin with your Hornet to do some rough bumps. So like when you're practicing, that claw is a great club. That claw is really easy to do the adjustments on.
You want us to put the claw in now?
No. The Hornet's a better hole for these types of holes because we're doing our short iron. But like if we weren't playing Tour 2, don't forget that you have that claw in your bag. That claw is actually a really good club. Sometimes your short iron will not be like that. Hornet won't be the right club. It won't have enough backspin or it won't have enough topspin to get the job done. But that claw has backspin and topspin. And so there's not a lot you can't get done with a claw.
Yeah.
And then 2 more levels, it's actually going to surpass them as soon as it gets to the point. I think one of it, like in the next level or 2, it's going to go up, and it's going to get it's a great club that a lot of people don't play. So
yeah, I've sent you everything, you know.
all right, let's get it. Are you ready? Golf Clasher, start now. Here we go. Here we go.
Let's see. Oh, it's this one.
Oh, it's this hole again. I'm going to see. Maybe my Apocalypse will get me through there better. I think if I had an APOC 5 where I have all that topspin.
Oh, definitely. But you can see where you're going to land in, can't you?
See, if you get too far forward, you hit the tree.
Oh, you'll go in the bunker now, would you?
I'm going to try and put it. I'm going to try and bring it forward just a little. Yeah, it's hard to get around that corner. I'm just gonna do my normal shot there, which is just to lay it up in front of that, just to go right straight through the chute and lay it up in front of that bunker and take my minimum short iron shot and go home. I think that there is a way to get around those trees, but I'm not sure if like how consistent you could make it. They've opened those trees up and you can actually hit through the trees now where you used to not be able to hit through them at all. But there is a way to get through them now. Is this sand shot against sand shot for Eagle?
Spitfire against Spitfire.
Spitfire against Spitfire. I'm going to put some of that massive backspin on.
I wish there was a way where I could transfer this onto the telly so I could watch on the telly as I play. You know what I mean? Like from the iPads to the telly type thing, cast it.
Yeah.
There's got to be a way.
Oh.
Oh.
Have my distance right though. Arr. Arr.
Come on, baby. Right. Oh, I got it.
Oh, fantastic, dude. Awesome. That's what I'm talking about. I like the Spitfire. If you get used to playing with it, the deal is that most people look at it and they look at that 2 backspin or 1 backspin or a quarter of a ring of backspin and they think that it doesn't have any backspin, but that little teeny bit of backspin on a Spitfire is a bunch. That thing hits so high in the air. There's several clubs in the game that are like that. The Endbringer's like that. It hits really, really high in the air. So each bounce, it's losing a ton of energy just on the bounce. Okay, this is the one. Yep.
I'm just going to do it a while.
Okay, you play it. You play it your way, buddy. I think I like this hole better with the original configuration. All right, I gave you a shot. Let's see if we can do it against a 1-5 headwind. I think with a 1-5 headwind, I'm right on the cusp where I should switch to a navigator. Five.
Oh, I forgot, man. You used them all, didn't you?
Yeah. And I didn't catch it all, so I think I got it fat. It's in the sand. I didn't catch it all. And I got to remember it's blue ring off, and I came in just a little bit. So it's blue ring off. I got to remember these holes. I forget how to do these, and then it takes me 2 or 3 times to burn it back into my memory banks where the setup's supposed to be. Well, how come you didn't take the max overpower hook shot? You can't pussy out on that.
No, I wanted to see
once you make a mistake like that on a risky shot, you gotta go for it again.
No. I'm on now for a chance to own it.
See if I got my wind adjustment right. See if I got it right. Just a bit outside. Arr. Close. That's all right. You got to make this Nirvana shot. I'll miss my putt so we can go to a shootout since we played so poorly on this hole.
Oh, got it again, huh? Oh!
And this hole's tough because you can hit it. This hole right here has break to it. So you not only have to compensate for the wind, you have to compensate for the break.
Yeah, you got to go for the break and all. I don't know if I forgot about that.
I don't think we can do it anymore on this hole, but this used to be one of these holes where we would do this kind of putt.
Yeah, and you could go in,
and you could go in and you could get it to roll. Up the hill and then pick up the speed, and it'll roll all the way back down, but that's going to roll on the inside of the cup. And we used to have to, and there was times on this hole where we had to do that type of putt because you couldn't get straight to the cup. It was forcing you to go, like if you were on side hill, you couldn't get to the cup, so you'd have to do some big, massive. They changed it around. It's not. This hole's not quite as much fun as it used to be. It was tougher too.
Definitely.
But that max overpower hook shot worked the other way, and now they've made it easier, so you don't have to do the max overpower hook shot.
Shootout time.
Shootout. All right, let's see if we. What the hell's the deal with this one shootout hole? This hole right here. I think, and probably the last 30 shootouts that I played down here, I've got this hole like 25 times. I mean, is this the only freaking shootout hole that we've got? I'm regressing on this hole. I started the week off. I think like the first time I was here, I hit a hole in one, and then I've just been getting progressively worse. I think I've hit a couple hole-in-ones on this hole this week, but not like dinner yesterday. Dinner was on fire.
I know, I watched it. I watched it this morning. Right. Let's see what this Grizzly 4 can do.
You got more than go forward. Got pepper on.
Cheers, Pips.
There's your curry. There's your fork.
Thank you.
I think you were too close to it, but let's see.
Let's see.
Let's see. And you hit it perfect, so we will see. We'll get it. We'll get the choice here. It looks like it was a little too close. It was going to go past it. But you caught that hill and it came back down a little bit. Nice shot. That was good speed, though. If it would have been on track, that'd have been in the hole. In the hole.
Yes, in the hole.